It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Wednesday, the 6th of May. I'm Michael Groff. The heat is on again today and tomorrow. The hottest temperatures we've had so far this year, potentially in here. Then temperatures lower just a bit over the weekend in response to increasing moisture. Isolated, maybe even widely scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening across the mountains. Could we see anything here in the valley? And are we looking at any relief from the heat anytime soon? We'll get into it first. Yesterday in the valley, 103 degrees the afternoon high, 71 the morning low, obviously well above our averages of 91 and 66. And outside now, here at 6:30 a.m., we've got mostly sunny skies out there, great visibility, and temperature at Sky Harbor, 75 degrees, dew point 34, humidity 22%. The winds are light and the barometer is rising. Temperatures out there this morning, 54 the cool spot at Fort McDowell, 56 Goldfield. It's 69 out in Buckeye. Otherwise, most of us across the metro are in the upper 60s to mid 70s or so. The upper air look of 588 Ridge is the dominant weather feature here across the southwest. We've got a trough moving onto the Pacific Northwest coast that'll pass harmlessly north of Arizona, although it will have a minor impact on our weather as we get toward the weekend. Here's the watch warning map, a number of wind advisories and high wind watches and warnings for much of the Pacific Northwest into the northern Rockies. Some red flag warnings too. Here in the southwest, it's all about the heat. Look at those excessive heat warnings for south central and southwest Arizona, southeast California, up into the Mojave Desert. And those extend until 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Convective outlook for today, no organized severe weather anywhere across the contiguous U.S., kind of unusual for early May. And precipitation for the next 7 days, no rain expected here in the valley, very light precip possible, generally under 1/10 of an inch for the rim country, parts of the White Mountains, southeast Arizona. I guess some spot could see a little bit more than that. But generally speaking, a fairly dry weather pattern with a couple of wrinkles in the forecast that we'll outline now as we take a look at it. We go to the models. Here it is, the GFS, the 06Z run valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. There's our ridge in place across the southwest, a shortwave trough passing over the Pacific Northwest. So for us, down at the surface today, mostly sunny skies, maybe just a couple of high clouds, and hot. Highs this afternoon, 103 to 106. The record high for today is 106, so we may just tie that. Tonight, clear skies. The air mass is very dry. You can see those dew points dropping once again into the 20s. Afternoon and evening humidities in the single digits or low teens. And overnight lows tonight should drop into the upper 60s to middle 70s. And then tomorrow, sunny and hot once again. Highs somewhere between 103 and 106. All right, now as we go to Friday, that aforementioned shortwave that moves across the northern Rockies out into the plain states, we start to see a surface boundary dropping across the plains. Here in the southwest, we continue with high pressure. Temperatures back off a couple of degrees, though. Highs 101 to 104. And then we'll see an increase in clouds as we go to Saturday. Higher pressure over northeast Mexico. There's our thermal low over southwest Arizona. And an upper low that's situated somewhere over Baja or northwest Mexico, somewhere in that region. And it all sets the stage for a more moist southerly to southeasterly flow to develop across the region as we head into the weekend. So that will serve to increase some moisture across the area for widely scattered afternoon thunderstorms across parts of northwest Mexico and eastern Arizona, mainly the White Mountains. Nothing to get too excited about. These will be mainly high-based thunderstorms producing wind, lightning, and very little measurable precipitation. As we go to Sunday, indications that moisture gets a little bit thicker here across the southwest, and the GFS is being very bullish on moisture here, showing widely scattered, maybe even scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon on Sunday. A pretty broad area covering at least a fair portion of the state. And looking at some of the atmospheric parameters here, first, the precipitable water values Sunday afternoon over 1.2 inches here across south central Arizona. Again, this is according to the GFS. These numbers could be just a bit overdone, but something worth watching. We've seen this consistently advertised. Afternoon dew points still holding in the low 50s for south central Arizona, which again isn't overwhelming. By monsoon standards, that would be very low, but for early May, that's quite impressive. And then the CAPE values, convective available potential energy, this shows atmospheric instability. Value's pretty meager, about 500 joules per kilogram or so, which isn't that much for the warm season, but still enough to promote an isolated thunderstorm, and this is where the forecast gets kind of tricky. I do think there could be some isolated thunderstorms that get perhaps all the way into eastern Maricopa County, or at least some gusty winds and some blowing dust from distant thunderstorms could travel into the south central deserts if this solution verifies. So in our forecast, we won't put any rain in, but might note the possibility of some gusty winds Sunday afternoon. It's a possibility, I suppose. High temperatures will back off a little bit with partly sunny skies, will generally be in the upper 90s to about 102. Even on Monday, the GFS still continues with isolated showers and storms over the northern and eastern portion of our state. A deeper southwesterly flow develops, so we'll start to dry out here in Phoenix. And highs still generally close to the century mark. As we go to Tuesday, the ridge is knocked down a little bit further. Highs may only stay in the upper 90s. And then a week from today, this is Wednesday, the 13th. Now we have broad troughing trying to develop here across the western states. The heights are coming down, more of a zonal flow here across the southwest. Partly cloudy skies, high temperatures likely back in the mid-90s. Let's go out 10 days. This is Friday the 15th. Deep upper low out there south of the Aleutian Islands. Kind of a quasi-zonal flow here across the southwest. Maybe some weak troughing trying to develop still. But overall, this looks like a fairly seasonal pattern with dry conditions, temperatures close to average. Speaking of temperatures, checking those out off the National Blend of Models, 106 today and tomorrow. It's got us at 104 on Friday. That's where we're putting our forecast. Overnight lows mostly in the 70s. But then you see as we head out into next week, temperatures do trend down more toward the mid-90s and overnight lows getting back into the 60s. All right, that's going to do it for the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video back here tomorrow morning. If you enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe, like, share, and click that notification bell so that whenever we post a brand new video, you'll be alerted. Your comments, questions, and suggestions always encouraged as well. I thank you so much for watching, and be safe, stay cool out there, drink plenty of water. You guys have yourselves a fantastic Wednesday.